Incident report number 1091, first contact. First recorded encounter with the hostile species Homo Raventhrope during extermination mission. Subject would be designated as Methuselah, and remains the only known Raventhrope to at large in the wild. The last sighting of Methuselah occurred 228 days ago. Accessing audio file, Staff Sergeant Forrester CSR assessment.
Good morning, Staff Sergeant. Please, have a seat. My name is Dr. Mercer, and I'll be conducting your CSR assessment. Now, before we begin, I've been informed about the news you received recently. You have my condolences. I can't begin to imagine the loss of a child.
We're not going to talk about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to...
Stop talking. Let's get this over with.
I understand, Staff Sergeant. Let us begin then. Can you begin to recount the incident for me? Concerning the creature.
Yeah, we came across it early into the mission. Our company had been sent out to investigate an unknown fauna making its way towards the border. It was still a few hundred miles away, but it was so massive that the guys in charge wanted to play it safe by either terminating it or diverting it away. So there's 25 of us in 3 striker vehicles, each carrying more firepower than the last. God bless the USA. So after driving for approximately 3 hours through heavy foliage, we finally came across it. And just looking at the size of that thing, I can see why Command wanted this dealt with. I mean, Jesus, it was as big as a whale, but it had black fur like a bull, and it had at least 5 pairs of legs. I mean, it's almost like someone meshed a caterpillar and a cow together before pumping it up like a balloon. It was disgusting. It just, the smell of it. But I didn't focus on it long because we were all staring at the thing, eating the intestines of this. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was something. Just, I've never felt more scared and helpless in my entire life than when I was just staring at that thing. It was this patchwork of like 20 different animals standing about 20 feet tall. Its head was long like a crocodile, but it was furry. It had long teeth. It had all these antlers erupting out of its head, shoulders, and back. Its eyes, it had so many fucking eyes, and not one of them matched the others. And we're all just staring at this thing while it eats away at this giant carcass, and it had to have eaten more than twice its body weight in a couple of minutes, and it didn't stop eating for a second. I still can't believe that it could fit that much into its stomach. It didn't seem possible. Eventually, Danvers breaks the silence and asks if we're going to shoot it. He's already aiming at this thing with the weapon on his vehicle, and then the thing was designed to put tire-sized holes in whales. So most of us weren't worried about trying to kill this thing, but by the time I look back at it, it's eaten through the rib cage and came out the other side. And Danvers, he already has its face lined up with the barrel. And the second he fires it, I swear to God this thing looks in our direction. Like it had just realized we were here a moment before its head fucking exploded into bloody flesh confetti. Ooh. The impact sent it flying back into the hole it made in the carcass, and all the guys are cheering like they just won the big game, like it's the fucking 4th of July, but I just stood staring there. I don't know why, but I just stood there, frozen. I looked into this thing's eyes, and I saw them changed as it looked our way, and I'm still standing there, stunned when I see its hand reach back out. And the thing was twitching and stumbling without its fucking head like a chicken does when its head is chopped off. But I swear to you, it was looking our way, even without a face, before breaking out into a full sprint. Now everyone's gone into a full fucking retreat. This thing's coming at us moving 40, 50 miles an hour. If we didn't make some distance, we were all gonna end up like that fucking carcass. Danvers was the only one still trying to kill it. He fired over and over at the fucking monster. The first 2 missed, and the third and fourth managed to graze its arm and torso. And you could actually see the skin and the muscles tearing off its bones from the wind force alone. But Jesus fucking Christ, it didn't even slow down. We barely got in our vehicles when it rammed into Danvers' striker. It went rolling for 30 yards before crashing into a tree. We couldn't help them. I know that. We all did. All I could do was watch while that monster ripped through that armored vehicle like a tin can before yanking Danvers out. Its head might have been blown off, but man, its neck was pulsing, like it was growing a new one. At least, That's what some of the other guys were seeing. All I saw was Danvers screaming as it shoved him down its throat hole. How his limbs snapped when he didn't fit, and how his body popped like a water balloon, but it forced him down anyway.
I see. That is truly a harrowing experience. I'm going to recommend a mandatory leave of absence so you can rest after your ordeal.
No. I'm not gonna fucking rest. I can't. How can I fall asleep knowing that fucking thing is out there? I won't be able to sleep until I know he's fucking dead.
Staff Sergeant, you've had an extremely traumatic experience that has left other members of your unit either unfit for duty or driven them to desertion. If you don't...
You want to help me? You really want to fucking help me? You prescribe me some pills that'll put me to fucking sleep, okay? Because I have not been able to sleep a wink since this shit happened. Otherwise, you can take your recommendation and shove it up your fucking...
End of record.